Hey guys, George here from Big Spruce Farm. Welcome back. Today we are trailering the old Ford 871 up to the farm in New York. I just swung by the local U-Haul rental place, one of them here in Baltimore, and I picked up an auto trailer. I'm currently towing that. You can't really see it. There we go. It's back there, back behind the old F-250, and we're heading up around the Baltimore Beltway to the farm. We're going to load the trailer up and we're going to get it up there. All right, guys, well, we are up at One Straw Farm. We picked up the trailer. There it is. The size works out perfectly. It should be a perfect fit for our old tractor. But we do have an issue. So I just pulled up here. Got the old F-250 Super Duty doing some work. And I realized that we are hemmed in on all sides. So we've got... what's going on here? Looks like they've rigged up some sort of electrolysis tank with this old IBC tote, and they got the Kubota and a seed spreader and this old Massey Ferguson and a bunch of other stuff and a skid loader bucket and a trailer of some sort. So yeah, so we're gonna have to try to figure this out. There is no way out this way. We're blocked by fertilizer cubes and buckets and old forklifts and boats and sea containers and all kinds of stuff. So we'll have to figure out, one, I don't think I have the code to the skid steer, so this bucket can't be moved without the skid steer. My guess is that I could probably get this Kubota started. I'm sure that there's keys somewhere, and move it, but then the bucket becomes an issue. I don't think I can squeeze through here. Is the easiest thing to do to move the Massey Ferguson, but for some reason I think I remember them saying there's something wrong with this, and that's why it's sitting here. So it makes me nervous to start it and try to move it without knowing for sure that I'm not going to mess something up. So I think we might have to unhitch the trailer and get that trailer out of the way, do a little shuttling, and then get the tractor on this, park it out of the way somewhere, because we're going to leave this here tonight and pick it up tomorrow morning, so I don't have to come both ways and drive back down to the city loaded with a trailer and a tractor. And that saves us an hour of our drive pulling a trailer. We've already gone an hour north of the city, so that's good. So yeah, let's figure this out. All right, so it's the next day. We are back at the farm. As you know, last night I put the tractor on a trailer. I still have to put a couple of extra straps on it just to make sure it stays put. It's designed to hold the tractor, well, any vehicle with these two front straps and just those, but I figure sticking an extra strap or two won't be a bad thing. So we're gonna go and hook the truck back up to the trailer, get these straps on, and then get up the road. Hopefully this goes without a hitch. Have I mentioned I've never trailered a vehicle before?
I will be behind you in another vehicle.
I've driven plenty of vehicles. I've driven all kinds of motorcycles, boats, flown a plane.
I mean, I feel more comfortable with you doing it.
Large commercial vehicles, but never a trailer. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
Fingers crossed.
But let's see what happens.
Got it.
All right, so we got the trailer loaded up to the truck. We've got these front wheel tie downs. We've also got a little extra insurance on the back end. A couple of 2-ton straps cinching it down back there. As always, we're getting started way later than we should be, but it is what it is. We're good to go. Let's get up to New York. we go. We are officially off the farm and onto the actual road. I think what we're gonna do is we'll cruise down these couple of back roads. I mean, this is actually kind of a major road. I think it's 439. It's basically the last little east-west highway on the northern side of Maryland, in the central part of Maryland. So we'll pull onto this, and we will get on 83. And once we get on 83, we are only maybe 5 minutes from the Pennsylvania line. We will pull off at the Pennsylvania Welcome Center, which is maybe 5 miles into PA, and check all of our tie downs and make sure everything's nice and tight after, you know, being on the road for 15, 20 miles. And if that's good, then we'll get boogieing up to New York. All right, so we just pulled into the Pennsylvania Welcome Center, and I'm gonna just take a couple seconds and I'm gonna check all my straps and make sure everything's tight. And if everything's good, which it feels like it is, we're gonna continue on at least probably a half an hour or so up the road, but I need to stop and get some liquid. It's just super hot. I don't have air conditioning in this truck, so I've got the windows down and I don't wanna get dehydrated. So we'll be stopping soon anyway, but I wanted to check right out of the gate to make sure everything's tight and hasn't loosened up at all. All right, so everything looks good. The trailer feels pretty stable. It's a little slinky, but other than that, I mean, it seems to be doing well. So we're gonna call this a success so far. We're gonna go ahead and get back on 83 and get up towards New York State. Next stop will be, I don't know where, maybe Leader Heights, maybe somewhere up in there. We'll do a little convenience store stop and maybe get a couple, 2 or 3 Gatorades for the rest of the trip, so I can stay liquefied. All right, so we just pulled off into Hazleton to check the truck, just make sure that the trailer was secure, the straps were all good still. We've done about 170 miles so far. So that's the second time we've actually checked on the tractor. Everything's good. There were a click or two to be had in 1 or 2 of the straps, but generally speaking, it was still pretty good. We are now getting back onto the highway, back onto the 81 going northbound, and we're doing pretty good so far. We're probably about 2/3 of the way to the farm-ish. I think that we have about another 100 miles to go. If I am not mistaken, going this road. Normally we don't take 81. It actually adds mileage to the trip, and sort of there's a lot of trucks and it's a lot more aggressive driving. So we usually kind of go up to the center of the state. But today it's just a little easier with the trailer. There's not as much up and down and tight turns and switching back and forth through little side state highways. So far so good. Tractor is good and safe behind us. And Christine is still behind me as my support vehicle, just in case. But yeah, we're looking pretty good. We got started later than we wanted to this evening. We're probably going to finish later than we wanted to, but it looks like we should still get up to the farm before nightfall. So hopefully that goes well. Mentioned that I was trying to keep my speed down in between 55 and 50 miles an hour. As many of you will know, this F-250 that I'm driving is from the early 2000s, 2002. It has 370,000 miles on it, so it's no spring chicken, and I didn't want to push this truck too hard. But it does have the HD towing package. It's got the 10,000 pound package, so it's got the beefy transmission cooler and oil cooler and all that good stuff, and the heavier springs. But I found, interestingly, this truck does not want to go that slow. It really wants to be at around 60. That seems to be its like sweet spot for towing. So if you can keep it at 60, I can stay in like second or third gear at like 20, big truck, like 2,200 RPM. So it makes it quite a bit nicer for driving and towing. I will also notice that we're using a lot more gas. Normally this truck gets about 400 miles on a tank. Now granted, that is a 38-gallon tank because of the towing package. But I don't think we're going to get nearly that this go around. We are currently at 180 miles we've traveled, and I don't think we're going to make 300 miles on this tank. We should still be able to get up to the farm on one tank though. All right, guys, well, it is the next morning. By the time we got up to Ithaca, it was quite dark, and it was just too dark to easily unload things and get things put away. So we called it a day, and it is now the next morning. We just popped in the gas station. You can see I've got my British jerry cans in the back. I just got 15 gallons of fresh fuel that we can use for the tractor. I filled the truck up. That was, boy, oh boy. The tow package is nice, but 38 gallons ain't cheap. So I just, I used, I think it was like 35 and a half gallons of fuel to get this up here. And that was like over, I don't know, it was a lot of money. $4.50 a gallon, almost $5 a gallon. So yeah, tractor's here on the trailer. Everything is good. We have about a half tank of gas in it. So we are now gonna, it's about 5 minutes away to the farm. We're gonna get to the farm and get this thing unloaded. And then this little chapter will be finally complete. Pretty excited about that. I'm excited to have the tractor actually at the farm and to get some cutting done today. right, well, we just got here to the farm. We're actually going to unload the tractor. Christina's opening up the farm gate here on the main road because it'll be just easier. The turnaround just inside the gate is actually kind of small, and I'm not very skilled with a trailer. So we're just gonna unload back off right here on the side of the road and then drive it up into the property. And this should go pretty easy, I think. Let's see. That's right, I forgot that this is like you had to have 8 fingers to do this. Well, guys, that's it. This sort of officially finishes the first chapter of the tractor saga. Obviously,
Journey.
yeah, obviously, we bought a quite old tractor, 62 years old. It ran, but it had a lot of issues. It had intermittent starting issues. It had rotten tires. The rear tractor wheel rims were completely rotted through. Just lots of little things. And we are at a point now where it is currently a working tractor. As you saw, I pulled it off the trailer, immediately turned it up to 5,200 RPM, dropped the flail mower, and we're cutting grass. So that's good. I mean, that's what we got to do over the next day or so, is make a pretty big effort to get things cleaned up around here now that we have a suitable tool. Yeah, that's it. We have a farm. We have a tractor. We've purchased some other miscellaneous tools. There's probably going to be some other big things coming in the future for those of you that are fans of heavy equipment.
But lots of projects.
Yeah, so yeah, for now, that's it. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.